Hello, and welcome to the Troubleshooting Failed Tasks video module, which is part of the 7 Bridges Onboarding lesson, Part 2. While watching this video, please keep in mind some key concepts. The first are tasks are created when you begin your analysis. The second concept is that there are several common reasons tasks can sometimes fail. They are missing input files, missing or incorrect metadata, and lastly, missing or incorrect parameters for a tool. You can check the task page on any failed tasks to find a general explanation of the error. Then, if more information is needed, you can click on Task Logs to view the standard error logs. At the end of the video, you will be able to do the following. Find the error message on a failed task and correct the problem. Review the standard error logs of any failed task to get a more detailed view of the task error. And lastly, contact support if you have any questions or can't solve the issue. As mentioned, there are generally 3 steps to take when dealing with a failed task. Number 1 is to find the error message on a failed task and correct the problem. 2 is to review the standard error logs of any failed task to get a detailed look at the standard error logs. And 3, contact support if you are unable to resolve the issue. In the platform demonstration, we will do the following. Number 1, view a failed task page and read through the task error message. 2, we will then look at a more complex analysis and review the standard error logs of any failed task. This will help us to get a detailed look. And 3, I'll show you how to contact support if you are unable to resolve the issue. For our first example, we'll be looking at a Callisto salmon sleuth workflow. Now this task failed, and we were given the error message that the task ran into a problem during execution and did not finish. We can click on Show Details to gain extra information. And here we have a slightly more detailed explanation. So it says, failed to start the SVG choose pseudo aligner. So that is a part of this workflow. It's a specific component. It goes on to say execution failed for this aligner. And then lastly, internal error. The Docker container failed to start. So this may be a problem with internet connection or another disruption in running the task. In this example, I'd suggest making sure internet access is enabled and trying to rerun the task. This next example is for a slightly more complex workflow. This is called MC Micro for HTAM. So in this task, again, we ran into a problem during execution and did not finish. When we select Show Details, we get a generic error message that ends in failed with exit code 1. Let's click on View Stats and Logs to find more information on this error. So in the right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see View Stats and Logs, and you can select this. Tasks here are represented by a thick line. So you'll notice in this example, it looks like a task was run by batching samples, which is why we see 4 different lines here. We can click on the red line, which indicates a failure, and you'll be able to visualize all these sub-steps that are required for running this task. Each tool or process is represented here as a thinner line. So again, click on the red line to find the failed step. And here we see the red line. On the right-hand side, we'll see options to view logs for these failed processes. So click on View Logs. And from here, find the job error log. So if we scroll all the way to the bottom, we see that the error message mentions potentially running out of disk space. So excessive memory usage causing the operating system to kill the task. This can be a common occurrence for intensive workflows if they're not optimized to run on their best instance type. So we can correct this by going into the execution settings for a task and changing the instance type. Close out this open error log, and then we'll go back to the original task. You can do this by clicking on the task name. From here, you'll select Edit and Rerun. Everything will be left exactly how you left it, but what we're going to do is change the execution settings. So if you click on Execution Settings, it's a tab on the left-hand side here, you'll have the option to change the instance type. So it's currently set to the app default of whoever developed this app, but we can select a custom instance type. We can increase the attached storage and the amount of CPUs or RAM that we are using. So I'm going to scroll down and find a larger instance type. Then I'll click Run to run the task. If at any point while troubleshooting you feel lost and are unsure of what to do, you can scroll down to the bottom of the screen and find the blue question mark button. Once you click that, you'll be able to contact our support team. From here, I'd suggest describing the issue you're having, and someone will reach back out to you with some help. Some key takeaways for this lesson. 1. Sometimes tasks fail. 2. We recommend that you first check the 3 most common reasons why tasks fail: missing input files, missing or incorrect metadata, and missing or incorrect tool parameters. 3. The task page and logs will provide you with more detailed information on why your task failed. And 4, most importantly, don't stress, contact our support team for help. Our next video in the module list is editing a workflow.